So today, we're playing the Reaper, and we have an awesome double unique run, where we may have the awesome Blood Harvester, along with the Cuberts. This build may also include a Snake and a Bullthorn for some added fun. But hey, check it out, and let me know what you think of it. Okay, let's go jump some rank games with a random character and see what we're going to get today. So it looks like we're playing the Reaper, just starting out with a storage coffin and a stamina sack. So we got a little bit of no items, which is not super great. So Vin's going to be starting off with the wooden sword. I'm going to be grabbing our banana. Might actually grab the custom card since it's on sale. Grab the pocket sands, and we could grab the shield, but I'm going to roll once. Now that's a freaking hammer, which is kind of amazing. I'm going to sell our pocket sand because I do actually want to grab this broom for now. And we could have also taken the hammer, but I'm just going to rock on with this situation for now. Now it's not super great. We do start off with just double weapons and a banana. So we're going to have a tough time going up again at this Pyromancer for sure. Even though they only have one wooden sword, but they do have tons and tons of block. And with that armor, they're going to be resisting some of the blinds or some of that poison that we do stack up. So unfortunately, this opponent is going to be our worst opponent. Just pausing the video here very quickly, just to ask you to subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks. Now let's get back to the video. For now. But hey, we did get ourselves a flag arc, which is kind of awesome. And we could literally craft up a shovel, which I'm thinking strongly about doing. Now we'll roll once. I'm actually thinking about reserving this spear, but for now we're actually going to grab the pocket sands, and we're going to leave it like this for now. As we craft up a shovel, we're going to be adding in our spear also. We should be in a little bit better spot. We should be able to inflict a little bit of poison with our flag arc. We should be able to sustain our stamina with that banana. So now we're stacking up a little bit more poison and some blind. So this should work out in our favor. And overall, smashing. Nice. Okay, screw the spear. That's a freaking turnip. We're going to grab the turnip, which should be smashing. Which means I'm going to sell our little sword. I'm going to sell our little pocket sand. I do actually want to grab the potion for now also. I'm going to add in our little potion instead of that flag arc for now. Just for 12 more on max life. And we'll see. We are going to begin another Reaper, which is going to be inflicting a hell of a lot of blind with double shovels. But we should be able to stack up a little bit of spikes with our turnip. Our stamina is going to eventually decline, but it shouldn't be too bad. I'm going to begin this one for now. And smashing actually. Pretty good overall. Now at this point we do have a choice to make. We could go with the shielded perk if we want to. We can grab super spacious skill. Or should we just go spicy banana? This is going to be the biggest power upgrade for us right now. Because any stamina that we do use, we do heal up. So I'm thinking we're going to grab it for now. And we literally got a dragon egg on sale for 5. That's just going to be too good to actually pass up on. Also, a pair of gloves on sale for 2 is amazing also. So unfortunately, I'm going to move on. I'm going to keep all these items in for now. So our spicy banana is going to give us a lot of healing since our turnip and our shovel is literally going to be using up a crazy amount of stamina. Which shouldn't be too bad. Now it is a little bit counterproductive with the Star of Courage because we're going to be using up a little less stamina. With our double weapons right now, it's going to be a lot of stamina used up anyway. We are inflicting our poison, our blinds, and we even inflicted one cold. And overall, smashing. Awesome even. And we inflicted one cold because our egg actually reflects some debuffs, and our opponent tried to inflict frost with that lump coal. But hey, that's a freaking toad. We could literally go for snake type build. Which I'm actually thinking we're going to do. We're going to grab our blueberries, we're going to take our gloves, we're going to sell our pocket sand roll once. Or we could end up going for a hammer, dagger, cursed dagger build. We pretty much have in between double setups. Well, I think we're actually going to take the hammer, we're going to take a leather bag, deck of cards, and a box of riches. That's a hell of a lot of items to be kept in our bag for now. Unfortunately. However, we'll just have to see. We are going to begin a smelly wall or ranger. They only have one garlic, which is pretty good for us. If they had more garlics, we would be in much bigger trouble, but they are going to have tons of healing with that Vinu basket, which is going to be quite scary. But we are stacking up our spikes, which is going to be pretty darn good for us. They are cleansing our poison and our blinds with that single carrot, which is not so great. But so far, this is actually looking pretty good in our favor. And actually smashing. And we got a ruby bulb. We're going to start off by taking our letter bag, taking our deck of cards, which gives Ace of Spades, which I don't exactly want. I'm going to sell our gloves, and I'm going to take the box of riches for now also. I'm going to move on with this setup for now. Now with our dragon in, we should be able to deal a lot less, or a lot more DPS. I was going to say a lot less DPS. We should be able to deal a lot more DPS with our Ruby Weapon. We should be smashing. Now it's not going to be using up our stamina, but it still should be pretty good. And we do want to go for Ruby Chunks since we do have the Spicy Banana, because we have the potential to stack up a little bit more heats just from a banana also. But it's not going to be crazy insane because it's 30% chance on every 5 seconds to gain 1 heat. Which is only going to be about 1 or 2 heats in a whole fight anyway. Now at this point we did get an Undying Filament, which we're going to grab. Amulet of Wilds, which is actually pretty amazing. And at this point we're going to be grabbing a Platinum or customer card. Now at this point I think we're not going to go for the Hammer Dagger build. We're going to leave for now. I'm going to roll. And there's Ruby Chunk immediately. Well, I think at this point we're going to sell our shovel for now as we craft out that Ruby Chunk. We're going to sell this gemstone to actually grab this fanny pack. And we're going to increase the speed of our Ruby Chunk for now. But at this point I'm going to sell our stone to roll once. I'm definitely going to run to grab another toad for sure, because if we're going for snake type builds, we definitely want as much pets as possible. But at this point, I'm going to sell our health pot. I'm going to grab our gloves. I'm going to move on. Now this should be pretty good. As we get a Ruby Chunk, we should be in a pretty good spot. I'm going to be looking for as much Hollow Fire lasers as possible because we do need to stack up 12 heats overall. But this should increase our turnip, which should be smashing. We should be able to stack up a lot more spikes. And with our Amulet of Wilds in, our opponent should be taking a lot of spike damage and overall smashing for us. Now with that, we did get our Ruby Chunk. And we're going to be taking that snake for now. The reason why we're going to take the snake is because this is going to give us 50 max HP for each pet, which is going to be pretty darn good overall. Which I mean, we're going to grab our toad for now. We got our Platinum customer card. And the funny thing is, I think I'm actually going to grab this bird also, because that's going to be another pet and it's also going to increase the speed of all our items. Now, for now, I'm just going to add in a deck of cards as we roll. I'm going to sell our bag of stones. I'm going to grab this fanny pack for now also. I'm going to sell this to roll once again. At this point, I'm going to sell our box of riches actually to roll. That's a freaking prismatic orb. That's also blood turn. Do we actually want blood turn? I think we do want to. But for now, we're going to move on. And now this snake is going to have a crazy amount of value from the very beginning. 315 life at this point compared to opponent's 115. Yeah, we should be smashing, to be quite honest. For sure. Our opponent has literally no chance to actually deal that damage before we can actually deal that damage. So overall smash in, and that is a freaking bloody harvester, which is actually insanely good for us. For sure. Also another bird, which we could take for an extra 50 max life. But if we did take, we'd have to slot in this position, which is less than ideal. But we're definitely going to craft up that blood turn for sure. Which means we're going to reserve the bloody harvester. We're actually going to sell this to actually grab it. And eventually we do want to add this in. I'm going to sell our gloves. I'm going to roll once. That's an ice dragon, but I don't exactly want it. Let's roll one more time. Another ice dragon. Which I'm going to leave for now. Now we are going to use up a hell of a lot of stamina with our spicy banana. And with no banana in, we're not going to be stacking up any heats. Which is not super great. However, we still have a crazy amount of max life as we stack up our spikes, which should be awesome for us. And overall, awesome. We did get a blood turn, which is going to be amazing. Now, actually, I'm thinking very, very strongly about taking apart the moon right now. Because one, we're going to have a lot of max life. And that is going to be a big, big power heal. Okay, actually, we might actually want to take Cubert right now. Hell yeah, I'm going to take Cubert. Cubert is going to be a pet which should be awesome for us. I'm going to grab this tiny bit of storage. That way we have pretty much all our max life, which should be smashing for us. And I would love to add in a bloody harvest, but we just can't afford to add it in as right now. And again, Platinum Custom Card honestly being one of my more favorited items of all time, because this is going to give us a regen. It's also going to be scaling up our power. So it does give us scaling for our blood turn. Now, unfortunately, we'll roll once more. We could end up grabbing this pineapple. But for now, I am going to move on. Now, Bloody Harvest is not going to be in, which is less than ideal. But this should be pretty good. We should be able to get a lot of regen to skill up. With our Cuberts, we should have tons of max life. And once fatigue starts, we should get a big burst heal. Basically 200 max HP. Or 200 effective HP. So essentially, we do have basically 600 max life. And overall, smashing actually. Okay, speaking of smashing, that's another customer card. Which is definitely crazy insane for sure. But for now, I'm going to grab a Prismatic Orb. Which does mean we still can't fit in our Bloody Harvester. I'm going to sell you to actually grab our customer card as well. Now, we'll end up rolling once, wasting a bit more gold. I'm going to move on once again. So at least we get a little bit of mana and a little bit of vampirism from our Bloodthorn, which should be pretty good overall. And with so much luck, we're going to have 100% accuracy no matter what, which is pretty good. Now, if we did have one Acorn Collar, we would have guaranteed crits, which would literally be smashing. But hey, this is looking insane. We're stacking up so much buffs, and actually this is crazy. Crazy good. Now we end up with a 46 DPS, which is actually pretty good overall, compared to our opponent's 23 DPS. As for heal though, we only have 24 healing per second, and a vast majority of it come from our Power Moon. Vampirism not doing so much because we literally only have a Bloodthorn, even though we do have 9 Vampirism. However, on the other hand, our max health gained is 250 with that snake. But hey, I think we can actually make this crazier, so let's go ahead and continue on for now. And speaking of crazier, we're going to be grabbing the potion belts, which does mean I'm going to have our Bloody Harvester in like so. Which does mean our banana is going to have to come out for now as we take another Bloody Amulet. And we're going to prioritize Vampirism from our Prismatic Orb on that Bloody Amulet. But hey, I'm going to move on once again with the setup. Now we should start off with a crazy amount of Vampirism. Up to 10 immediately, which is amazing actually. Now this would actually be a little bit better if this was actually Blood Cubert rather than Cubert. But hey, Cubert is still awesome. Giving us that scaling and smashing actually. This is looking insanely strong right now. And we could grab that Undead for Amulet, which is the Amulet Feasting, which honestly, definitely a waste. Well actually, it gives an extra pineapple, which I'm not going to take as right now. I'm actually going to sell that as we roll. We're going to have to grab the healing herbs as we roll again. And I definitely want that stamina sack. And honestly, Divine Potion on Self for 4 might actually be grabbed too. We do have a lot of items, and we're not actually utilizing that deck of cards to actually find some Hollow Fire Lizards. So it's not looking super great. However, we are going to begin an opponent with a Bloody Harvester also, with a Bloodthorn, which means they're going to be stacking up a lot of Vampirism too. They're also going to be stealing some of ours with the squirrels. So this is actually going to be super close. We do both get our big burst heal, and they're stacking up a lot of Empower and a lot of spikes, and actually we're going to end up falling short because of that. Our opponent did have crits, which means any skilling that they do get is doubled compared to ours, which is super unfortunate. Well, let's grab our stamina sack for now. We're going to have our pineapple in also. We might actually want to grab a Jin's Lamp. Well, let's grab our Divine Potion as we roll. That's another Prismatic Orb, also with Stamina Sack. We're going to say goodbye to our customer card. I'm going to add in our Divine Potion also. But I'm going to move on because we could get an instant lamp basically from our whole setup right now. With 2 Prismatic Orbs to stack up a bunch of mana. Now the problem is spikes is going to be a little bit rough. But with our Amulet of Wells, it should only take a couple of seconds to actually activate. Also, our opponent is looking quite scary with Mr. Struggles. With that Corrupted Armor, with that double shields. And they're going to be removing some of our buffs too. But so far, actually not looking too bad. Well, I could actually be my words. But definitely not. Smashing overall. However, for this round, we're definitely going to be taking this Prismatic Orb. Which does really make me want to keep our Bloody Amulet too. So I'm thinking maybe about selling our deck of cards. But I think we move on for now. We should have a hell of a lot more Vampirism from the very beginning. Up to 16 immediately from our Prismatic Orbs. Which should just be straight up smashing overall. However, we do have to go up again this Berserker, which is going to have a 100% crit chance on their weapons. Well, 94 actually. And unfortunately, this is just too much damage for us right now. Which is not super great. Now at this point, I'm actually going to take our bloody ammo. I'm going to sell a deck of cards. I'm going to grab this Jin's lamp for now also. I'm going to roll once. We probably actually want this armor. Another dragon would have been amazing too to get another ruby chunk for sure. But I'm also going to want this potion balls. But for now, I'm actually going to leave out the dragon egg. I'm just going to move on with this situation. And we should be in a little bit better spot. We do start off with 20 vampirism. However, we are going to begin Excalibur, Unsettling Presence, which means they're going to have tons of damage with that Unsettling Presence, especially once they resurrect. But you do get that invulnerability. They're stacking up a lot of heat, to be quite honest. They are going to resurrect with that Phoenix. And actually, things are looking smashing. I'm glad we kept our Divine Potion, but smashing actually. I'm glad we kept our Divine Potion because that would have been a hell of a lot more debuffs on us. But we'll see. We got back a deck of cards, which is kind of amazing. Now we're going to add in our Jin's Lamp. I do want to grab that armor also, and we do almost want to craft up Vampiric armor. But I'm going to grab a set of blueberries as we roll, and I'm going to roll again. Now we definitely want to stamina stack pretty darn badly. Now at this point, we're just going to put our Jin's Lamp on a ruby chunk. Now we did take out one of our bloody amulets, but I'm going to be crafting up Vampiric armor for now. I'm going to move on, and now a lot of our items still not been placed in, which is not super ideal. But we'll see, we are going to begin a big burst builds with Fortuna's Grace. And we could be in lots and lots of trouble, because that's going to be a lot of damage. And we'll see though, we might actually be able to outpace him, and actually smash it. We just had too much max life overall, and smashing actually. But hey, we got our Vampiric armor, which should be pretty good. We're going to be grabbing this for now. We're going to be slotting that in also. At this point, I'm going to roll again. We could take that mana orb, which is kind of awesome. I'm thinking strongly about taking it. But hey, this is going to be our final setup. And it turned out to be a hell of a lot of fun. A customer card, honestly, Platinum customer card, definitely one of my more favorite items. They give us a Cubert, Bloody Harvester, Snake type build. Give us tons and tons of health, and give us a way to scale up our vampirism on a blood turn. I'm hoping with Jin's Lamp we should be able to get a big burst of damage on a blood turn. For the price of some block, luck, spikes, and mana. But we'll see. Are we going to be able to win out, or are we going to lose? We'll just have to see. Are we going to be able to win out, or are we going to lose? We are going to begin a Deerwood Guardian Excalibur. So this could be a long fight. Now they did hit the nuts with the Amulet Feasting and double Prismatic Orbs, which is going to be quite scary because they're going to be scaling up super fast. They're going to be stacking up a lot of spikes, but our blood turn is dealing 60 DPS right now by itself. And we have a crazy amount of vampirism. We have a lot of spikes. And we'll see. And our opponent is actually dealing a lot of damage to us. We did get our big burst steal. They have a crazy amount of spikes, a lot of empower. And we could actually be in trouble here. For sure, that fatigue damage is ticking up, and unfortunately we're going to fall short, which is not ideal. But hey, it is what it is. But hey, unfortunately we did end up losing, but it was a crazy fight. Unfortunately though, Cheese Excalibur is still extremely awesome. We did end up with a 90 DPS, dealing about 1700 damage, which is definitely awesome. As for heals though, we ended up with a 60 healing per second compared to our opponents, which had a 45 healing per second. But they also had a 48 max health gain. Whereas we only got 270 max life, which is pretty good, but definitely not as insane as that 930 max life. As for block though, we managed to actually get a little bit of block too, which is not too bad. Now unfortunately, even adding our Jin's Lamp to increase your DPS, we still ended up actually losing out. This build turned out to be a lot of fun, but Cheese Excalibur, still crazy as ever. Now we did survive 2 lives left, let's go and see just how much rank points we actually managed to get. Plus 12, ranks up quite a bit actually. But I'm going to leave it here for now. I just want to say thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope you can look up for the next one. See you next time.